This video is part of a series of training videos on data processing for the voter roll update. The Claim of Enrollment Form, Form 11, is the official form for enrolling new, transfer-in, and provisional electors. After the global roll lookup is performed and the Form 11s are checked for quality assurance, the data from the forms that are approved for the data entry is entered into the provincial application. The data entry of Form 11s is performed by the Data Processing Officers, also known as DPOs. The purpose of this video is to show you how to enter data from Form 11s. We will cover how to enter Form 11s marked as new, for new voters who are not previously registered in any ward on the roll, transfer in, for voters who are transferring their enrollment from one ward into another ward. That ward the person previously lived in can be either within or outside the province. Provisional, which refers to people not yet 18 years of age at the time of enrollment who will turn 18 before or on the day of the issue of writs, which is currently scheduled for the 28th of April 2022, and who meet eligibility criteria to vote. We will now look more closely at entering new enrollments. This is where the Forms 11 is ticked as New Enrollment. After you have logged into the tablet device, click New Enrollment on the main screen. The provincial application will require that you confirm the geostructure, region, province, district, LLG, ward, for which the entry is being made. If this corresponds with the forms and login credentials that you were given, click Proceed. If not, ask the data coordinator for support. Before you can start entering data, the provincial application will request that you scan QR code using the camera on the tablet. The QR code is unique to every form and assigned to a ward, and it appears on the top right corner of each Form 11. Once the QR code is scanned, a message will appear that the QR code scanned successfully. Click OK. Next, a message will appear. Please upload Form 11 image of voter. This requires that you take a photo of the paper Form 11 you are data processing and upload the photo to the application. After taking a photo, check that the image is clear. If you have not taken a clear photo in which the details of the form can be read, click Retry, and you can take another photo of the form. If you are satisfied with the photo, click OK to proceed. Crop the photo of the Form 11 and click Save. Next, the application will ask, do you want to upload image of voter? The data processing officers are required to click No to proceed. Then you'll be required to enter the data as it appears in the Form 11. Last name. This field is mandatory. Given name. This field is also mandatory. Date of birth. This field is also mandatory. Enter the date of birth in the format date, month, year. If the form only indicates a year of birth or does not provide the day and month of birth, tick the Is Year box so the date checker will only display the year. Place of birth. Province of birth. Select from the province's menu. Gender. This field is mandatory. Select male or female. Occupation. Select from the drop-down menu. If the occupation is blank or does not appear in the list, select Not Specified. This field is mandatory. Location or village. This is mandatory in the provincial application. Place of residence. This field is mandatory. The province, district, LLG ward are automatically selected on the ward or form you are assigned and will be printed on the paper form. You will then need to enter the details for the subsections if available, such as rural, location or village, clan, subclan, and rest house, etc., or urban, section number, lot number, street name, suburb, or town or settlement. Fill in all other details that appear in the form, such as family name, family order number, national ID card number, person with disability, mother's or father's first and last name if available. When you are done filling the data fields in the tablet, click Submit. A message will appear reading "New voter added successfully." Click OK. If you see that message, you are ready to proceed with the next Form 11. After you have clicked OK, the main screen will appear again. Now we will cover the data entry for Form 11s ticked as Transfer Enrollment In. The data entry for the Transfer In is the same as the data entry for new voters, except that before you can enter the Transfer In Form 11, you have to find the voter that is being transferred in. In order to enter a Transfer In record, click the Transfer In Enrollment function in the main screen. Search and select the voter in accordance with the details written in the Form 11. First name, last name, gender, region, province, district are mandatory, and LLG and ward name if known. When you enter this data, click Search. The screen will show a record of names found. If you locate the name, select the name and proceed to register and enter the details of the elector. If you cannot find the record, ask your data coordinator for assistance. The rest of the process will proceed like the data entry of new enrollments. Scanning of QR code, photo of the Form 11, data entry of mandatory fields and other fields as available. Then select the Transfer In location and finally click Submit. Now we will look at data entry for a provisional enrollment. Select Provisional Enrollment on the main screen. The data entry for the provisional enrollment is the same as the data entry for new voters. The provisional form of enrollment refers to people not yet 18 years of age at the time of enrollment, who will turn 18 before or on the day of the issue of writs, which is currently scheduled for the 28th of April 2022, and who meet all other eligibility criteria. The only difference between this form of enrollment and new is that the date of birth cannot be later than 28th of April 2004, as the person would not be eligible to vote if they were born after this date. The provisional application has a feature to prevent entering a provisional enrollment for anyone who would not meet the age cutoff. The rest of the process will proceed like the data entry of new enrollments. Scanning of QR code, photo of the Form 11, data entry of mandatory fields and other fields as available. Submit. When you complete data entry of all Form 11s in a ward envelope, put the forms back in the forms envelope from which they were taken out of. The forms envelope and the roll envelope should then be placed in the enrollment envelope for the specific ward in which they were assigned. This is very important to make sure these materials can be tracked and followed up as needed. Essentially, the data entry for new, Transfer In, and provisional Form 11s follows the same steps. There are, however, two differences to keep in mind. For the Transfer In Form 11s, the provincial application requires that you first search and find the elector that is seeking to transfer their enrollment, and then enter the data from Form 11. You'll find this information in the Previous Enrollment Details section of the Form 11. For the Provisional Enrollment Form 11s, the date of birth cannot be later than 28th of April 2004. The data processing officers are encouraged to seek support and assistance with any issues from their data coordinator or shift supervisor.